guys, Coach Tegan here, and I'm going to be talking you through how to do our full body stretch before we do any skills. So we're going to start first with our wrists and our ankles. Our first wrist stretch, hands together like this, and we're just going to nice and slowly make some circles. Good, and we're going to move on to some waves, nice and big, making sure to really flex those wrists. Good, and a good wrist stretch that we can do as well on the floor. Our hands in front of us, flip them down, and very gently pushing our wrists down, making sure they don't hurt too much. Good, and lifting them up, just around, pointing our fingers to our knees and doing the same stretch, pushing them down, not too hard, but not too little. Good, and give them a good shake. Once we've done our wrists, we can move on to our ankles. So sitting on the floor, bringing our legs in front of us, one leg over the top so our ankles resting on our knee, and drawing some big circles with your ankles. A fun one you can do for this one is trying to write your name with your foot, make it a little bit more interesting. Once you've done one foot, swap to the other leg and drawing circles with our other foot. Good. And once we've done that, we can stand back up and move on to our neck stretches. So the first neck stretch we want to do is very carefully looking up at the roof. Good. And looking down at the floor. Good. And we want to hold all of these stretches for 5 seconds. Once we've looked at the floor, we're going to look to one side and look to the other side. Good. Our next neck stretch that we're going to do is very carefully leaning our ear to our shoulder, trying not to lift your shoulder up. And other side, holding only for 5 seconds. Good. Once we've done that, we're going to move on to our arms. So the first stretch we're going to do with our arms is some big backwards arm circles, making sure our arms come all the way up next to our ears and our arms are nice and straight. And once we've done 5, we're going to do the same thing forwards, making sure your arms come all the way up. Good. And the next one we're going to do, we're going to bring one arm out in front of us nice and straight, pull it to your shoulder and lock it in with your other arm. Trying to get your chin on your shoulder and holding that just for 10 seconds. Good, and once we've held that, move on to the next arm. Same thing, pull it across, lock it in, and chin to your shoulder, holding just for 10 seconds. Good, and after that, we're going to move on to our next stretch. Our arm goes behind our ear, grabbing your elbow and trying to pull it down, reaching as low as you can, holding just for 10 seconds. And swapping arms, doing the same thing, trying to pull that elbow down as far as we can. Good. Now that we've done our arms, wrists and neck, we're going to move on to our straddle and our pike sit stretches. So the first one we're going to do, our legs are in front of us in our pike sit, arms up next to our ears, sitting up nice and tall, and reaching with our belly button to our legs. Trying to reach for your toes, holding just for 10 seconds. Good, and once we've done that, we're going to try the same thing with our feet flexed. So pulling your toes as far back as you can to your body, arms up, sitting up nice and tall, and reaching with your belly button to your legs. Trying to reach over your feet. Keep those feet nice and flexed so you really feel a good stretch. Good. Now we're moving on to our straddle. So legs out in as big a straddle as you can. Arms up nice and tall. And reach with both hands for 1 foot, holding just for 5 seconds. Good, and once we've done that, we're going to move on to our other foot, doing the same thing, reaching with both your hands, just holding for 5 seconds. Good, and once we've done that, arms up, and try and get your belly button to the floor in front of you, reaching as far as you can, holding for 5 seconds. Good. Now that we've done that one, give your legs a little bit of a shake. And we're going to have one arm up, hand on your knee, and try and reach over your shoulder for your foot with one hand. Just holding for 5 seconds. Good, and sitting up. Swapping arms And reaching over your other shoulder for your other foot. Good. And then we're going to bring both arms up and reach through the middle again, just holding for 5 seconds. Good. Now what you're going to do is try to roll from your straddle through to your seal stretch. So we start in our straddle, hands in front of us, and try and walk your hands forwards and bring your feet together behind you into your seal, and then try to go back into your straddle. And we're going to do that 5 times. Once you've done that 5 times, hop into your seal stretch, and we're going to hold just a normal seal stretch for 5 seconds. Sitting up nice and tall. Try and have your heels and your ankles together behind you. Nice tight legs. Good. And then we push back into our stretchy cat. Bottom on your feet. Pushing those armpits to the floor. And holding that for 5 seconds. Good. And back into our seal. Knees apart. And try and touch your head with your feet. Holding just for 5 seconds. Good. Once we've done that, we're going to go into our angry cat and our happy cat. So we start with a nice big angry cat. Push your back up as high as you can to the roof. Fingers facing forwards, nice straight arms, knees and feet together. And pushing up as high as you can. Once we've done that, we go into our happy cat. Pushing your stomach to the floor as low as you can. Try and look up at the roof, keeping those arms nice and straight. Good. And relax. Shake out those wrists if you need to. Good. Alright guys, so now that we've finished our full body stretches, we're going to move on to doing our splits. So, to start off, put whichever leg you want to do first in front, have it nice and straight, and without moving your front foot, we're going to bend our leg and put our hands next to our foot. Now for this stretch, you want to make sure that your front ankle and your front knee are nice and in line with each other, not too far forward and not too far back, perfectly in line, keeping your hands flat on the floor and making sure you're pushing your back hips nice and down so that you feel a stretch here. Once we've held that for 10 seconds, we're going to leave our front foot where it is and straighten our front leg, keeping our hands next to our foot and trying to get your nose on your knee. And we're just holding this for 10 seconds. Good. And once we've done that, bend your front leg again, tuck your toes under at the back, keep your hands where they are and straightening your back leg. Now for this one, it's super important that we keep our back leg nice and straight and try and keep our hips nice and square and push them down. Good. And now, keeping your hands and your front foot where they are, we're going to bring our back leg in and straighten both of our legs, making sure our back heel is flat on the floor and both of our feet are pointing forwards and our hips are pointing forwards as well. Good. Once we've done that, keep your front foot where it is. We're going to reach our hands forwards, so we're on our toes, and we're going to do 5 needle kicks. So nice big kicks, keeping your legs nice and straight, kicking as big as you can. Good. And once we've done that, we're going to hold our leg up in the air just for 5 seconds. Good. And bringing it down. Now before we move on to our splits, we're going to do the same lunges on our other leg. So have your other leg in front, start with it nice and straight, and bend your front leg, hands on the floor next to our foot, and just holding for 10 seconds. Good. And once we've done that, straightening your front leg, keeping your hands and your foot where they are, and just pushing back, and holding for 10 seconds. Good. Bend your front leg, tuck your toes under at the back, and straighten that back leg. Trying to keep your hips nice and square so that they're pointing towards the floor. Keep that back leg nice and tight. Good. Now bring your back leg in, straighten both legs, make sure both of your feet are pointing forwards and your back heel is on the floor. Keeping your hands next to your foot. Good. Now reaching forwards. And we're going to do 5 big needle kicks, keeping our legs nice and straight. Kicking as big as you can. Go ahead and hold that leg up in the air for 5 seconds, keeping both your legs nice and straight. we've done that, we can move on to our splits. Now we want to do the leg that we lunged on first. Start with your front leg straight, hands on the floor, and very carefully sliding your front leg out so you're in your splits. Now for our splits, we want to make sure that our back knee is pointing towards the floor, not out to the side like this, and that our shoulders are facing forwards. Now our split lunge, we're going to hold for 30 seconds. Once we've held for 30 seconds, try to take your hands off and hold for 30 seconds, keeping your back knee and your hips pointing towards the floor. Once we've done that, we can move on to our other leg. So the same thing, start with your front leg nice and straight, and very carefully sliding your front leg into our splits, making sure your back knee is pointing towards the floor. Good. And just holding for 30 seconds with your hands on the floor, and then 30 seconds with your hands in the air. Good. And once you're done, carefully sliding out and giving your legs a nice good shake. And that's our split stretches.